I'm Jenni Steele. I recently caught up with Angie Thomas, author of The Hate You Give, New York Times bestseller. Check this out.
I leave tomorrow morning.
Are you going tomorrow?
Yeah.
I got this just. So really, I'm just going to ask you pretty much some of the same stuff. I mean, I caught some of it, but because I was a little bit far, I was like, no, let me just wait. So we kind of just zoomed in and said, like, can we, because we do a lot of work with young people.
Okay.
So I'll tell you a quick bit about myself. So I'm a media journalist, photographer. I have my own company.
Awesome.
But I also have Jenni Steele Foundation, which is a foundation set up for young people.
Okay.
We do a lot of support work around youth violence, domestic violence, unhealthy relationships. So I created a program on healthy relationships that I go into schools with for the last 2 years. And aside from that, I'm National Ambassador for Domestic Violence UK.
Wow.
So I do a lot of topical speaking around violence, unhealthy relationships, and just kind of like the build up. So yeah, that's just a little bit.
That's
about
amazing.
me.
That's a lot. That is amazing. You are killing it.
I am loving it. So when when we was approached to come to this, I was so excited because I've done quite a bit of work between here and Atlanta, which I've done last year.
Yeah.
And I'm also an author, so I'm in a book with 11 other authors around how to turn your life around after domestic violence.
Okay.
To talk about confidence building. So when I saw you was here, I was like, yeah.
Awesome.
So well done.
Thank you.
Again, and just to touch on the name of the book.
Yeah.
I found it really interesting. I'm sure everyone's going to find it really interesting.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I always have to point it out that you is on purpose because I've had like so many grammar nerds come at me. They're like, why did you put it in text speak? It's not text speak. I promise it's not. It comes from Tupac. Everybody knows him for having that thug life tattoo across his stomach. But what a lot of people don't know is that it was an acronym for The Hate You Give, Little Infants F's Everybody. And he explained that as meaning that what society feeds into youth has a way of affecting us all. And I felt like that really captured what I was trying to do in the book. And also because that word thug, you see it very more clearly on the
I was going to
UK
say on that
cover.
side,
Yeah, than you do on the US cover. But that word thug, it gets thrown out so much when we're discussing young black men and even young black men who are victims in police brutality cases or just victims period. Like Trayvon Martin, he's often referred to as being a thug.
Yeah.
Michael Brown, thug. So I want to take that word and throw it right back at him. You know.
And it's what's the difference in how people in America have taken to the book and how people in the UK have taken to the book based on that word as well?
No, it's interesting. It's been pretty similar. The US readers, some of them still haven't caught on. No, but it's okay. But the UK cover makes it, more obvious. The US cover, not as much. But, I still have people who will email me in the States or tweet me and they'll be like, oh, it spells thug. I didn't realize it. And I'm like, yeah. So, but no, the reactions have been very similar. It's interesting. Even though it's a very American book, I've been told. I've had so many UK readers tell me they've connected with it and they see themselves in it. So that's amazing to me.
No, definitely. And obviously we had a lot of rallies and marches last year. And I know there is like this disconnect between the UK and the US. And we do only like really seem to connect on the music. But I think last year with everything that was happening and obviously the live videos and camera phones and everything else, it enabled us, thank goodness for social media, it enabled us to actually see what was going on.
Yeah.
And I think we were really shocked here to see the levels of it.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I think a lot of blacks in America are, I hate to say ignorant, but ignorant to the struggles of being black in the UK. Honestly, there are a lot of black kids that don't know that there are black people in the UK,
on my last visit, and when you said it, I was very much like, on my last visit we were in the hotel going to the swimming pool, and some young girls must have heard us and they were like, oh my god, you guys are from Australia, and we were like, Australia, like, and we ended up sitting down with them and speaking to them and their dads, about the UK. They wanted to know so much things. Like, do you know the Queen? Like, where does the Queen? Like, everyone just assumed you know the Queen. Like, she don't just walk around the road. No. But I found that really, really interesting, and it's crazy to think that you wouldn't think that we exist here.
Yeah, I think the problem is, you all aren't visible in our media. As you know, there's Mr. Elba, but you know.
Yeah. Who I've interviewed, I feel good.
You did?
Yeah, I feel so good. 2 years ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he was getting an award. We have something here called Screen Nation Awards, which is coming up next month. And he actually said he didn't want to be interviewed. And we'd been around for a long time, so we strategically planned. And I just literally walked up beside him and had a conversation with him.
Wow.
He's a really nice guy, really down to earth.
That was very smart on your part.
I think, you know what, I think that kind of like branched up my career a little bit, because now I can say, because everyone says that Idris, I'm like, I stood next to him, I interviewed him. He's a really nice guy.
That is awesome.
But he's one of very few that
I
don't even think, did a lot of you guys think he was from the
I don't
UK?
think so, no, because every time he would do movies, he had an American accent.
Yeah.
You know, every time, I think he was on, what's that show called? The Wire?
Yes.
The Wire.
Yes.
He was, he seemed American. Nobody knew.
Yeah.
So, no, it's interesting because at my City Hall event, someone was saying, you know, there are more, when you're talking about Black history, it's usually about African Americans' history. Yeah. It's rarely over here even about the history of Black people here.
Yeah.
And so with us, it's always just our history of Black American history.
Yeah.
You know, it's never Black British history. Yeah. And I think that's a disconnect, and we need to fix that somehow, because if we talk to each other, some of our experiences are unfortunately similar.
Yeah.
And I think if we could figure out, we could better figure out ways to fix some things in our communities if we actually talked with each other.
What do you think we could do? Because I think I had this conversation a couple of days ago, and it's like, I know that this whole conversation about our UK actors going to America and then ended up having to speak American in film parts. But what do you think that we can do here to kind of help to bridge that gap? Because it is kind of crazy, isn't it? Like, you're from the UK, but yet you go over to America and then you need to speak American in the film part, but actually why can't we just speak English? Yeah. What do you think we can do to kind of bridge that gap a little bit?
Well, I think first and foremost, like someone was saying that there was a young lady at the City Hall event, she said she needs more Black British people to know their own history. Yeah. I think that's where it really starts too. Yeah. Our history is great, but you guys seem to have a very rich history here. You know, and more young people need to know that, you know. Just like they know about Dr. King, they need to know about your heroes here. Yeah. So I think that would help a lot too with just internally. But like with Hollywood, I don't know. Because they even with Black Americans, we have to code switch a lot of times, you know. We have to choose our battles, unfortunately, because even with us, they don't want us speaking a certain way. They want us to fit in certain roles. I know Taraji P. Henson was talking about being typecast and fighting against that, you know. They want her to be Cookie Lion all the time, and she's like, no, let me do Hidden Figures, you know. So it's a struggle for both sides, unfortunately. So I don't know how to fix it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a big, I don't know, it's kind of, I suppose it's one for documentaries and more interviews like this to take place for us to actually do the interviews here and somehow get them out to you guys, so you guys can actually see us. Yeah, and because we're doing some good stuff. You know, we are doing some amazing stuff here.
Yeah, create your own avenues.
Yeah,
you know, make your own movies.
Definitely,
and we'll get them. You know,
definitely.
You know, I just got this book, Orange Boy by Patrice Lawrence.
Okay.
Isn't that her last name? Mm-hmm. Yes, I thought so. I just had a great event with her. I should know her last name. But I just know Patrice. She's amazing. And it's about a Black boy here in the UK. Yeah. And I can't wait to read it because I read little bits of it and it's amazing. And I'm like, that would make an amazing movie. It would be, do you know how awesome that would be to have a movie even go to the US about a Black boy in the UK? Yeah. That would be incredible. Yeah, so I would love to see more avenues of you guys' art and everything, so we can get exposed to it more. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Now, speaking about movies, is this going to be a movie?
It is.
I I read a little bit. I was like, oh, hopefully we can try and get a little bit of an exclusive. That's amazing. That is so amazing.
Thank you. The script is currently in development. I actually get to meet with the director and the production team on Monday. I get to do that. So it's coming along great. We have a director. His name is George Tillman Jr. He did Soul Food, Barbershop, Luke Cage, and This Is Us.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, he's great. So we have a screenwriter by the name of Audrey Wells, and they are a fantastic team. So Fox 2000 is doing it. So I'm excited.
How excited are you about just everything that's taken place? Because I know, obviously, it's been a work in progress.
Yeah.
How long would you say? Because people just see people pop up and they go, "Oh my gosh, she's done a book," but they don't realise that actually that book or the process of the film have taken a period of time of planning and meeting people.
Yeah, I mean, the book itself, I wrote the first draft in 6 months, about 6 months, yeah. But, the whole process has been over a year now. Yeah. The movie stuff first happened, right after the book stuff, which was in November 2015. Yeah. I had to remember. It was 15, right?
The time is going quite quickly,
it is. I think, that was 15, not 16. It wasn't 16. Sorry, I'm looking at my mom off camera. I'm like, yeah. But, and so it's been since then. And it's because books, you have to go through edits with your editor, 3 different edits with the editor, then copy edits, first page passes, all this kind of stuff. It takes a while. So everybody else is like, oh, it just came out. I'm like, yeah, it just came out, but this has been a while. So,
Now, because I wanted to ask you, what would you say to anyone because a lot of people, I'm a co-author in a book, in 2, and even that process was long, but a lot of people tend to say, what tips would you give for writing your own book? Because there's one thing being a co-author and just writing one chapter, and that was and as you said, it kept going off and coming back and going off, but to actually write your own full book, any tips, anything you would change, or if you had the chance to do it again? I'm sure you will do another one.
Yeah, I'm working on my other one, but I think you said a key word there, your own book. Yeah, the key is to write it for yourself, nobody else. It's easy to get caught up in trends. It's easy to look at, oh, well, there's a vampire book. Maybe they want another vampire book. Trust me, no, they don't. But don't worry about that. Stop worrying about that. Write it for yourself. If it's a vampire book that you want for yourself, somebody will get it. But no, write for yourself, especially authors of color. Because publishing has been and still is very white. And that can be intimidating, but write for you. Don't write for them, write for you. And honestly, they're listening now and they're paying attention. You'll get there.
Definitely. Now, without telling us too much, tell them a little bit about the book.
Oh, The Hate You Give is about 16-year-old Star who lives in 2 worlds, the mostly white, upper class, posh, as you all say, private school that she attends, and the mostly black, poor neighborhood where she lives that we would call the hood in the States. And the struggle of being 2 different people in 2 different worlds becomes harder after she is the sole witness of her childhood best friend Khalil being killed by a cop. So,
fantastic.
Yes.
Well, we are loving this now. What last question? What would you say to your teenage self?
I would tell my teenage self, 1, stop worrying about fitting in. Those people you want to fit in with now, in 10 years, their lives will suck. Don't even worry about that. You will find your people. You will find your group. 2, I promise it's not as bad as you think it is. At 14, everything was a big deal to me. No offense to 14-year-olds. I understand the pain. I was there once. It's not, though. I promise it's not. 3, your mom is awesome.
You hear that, baby girl?
And 4, you think you know everything, but there's so much more to learn.
That's a key one.
Yes.
That's a key one.
Yes.
Where can everyone find you?
I'm on Twitter a lot at AC Thomas Books. My website is angiethomas.com. You can't really reach me through it, but you can see some stuff on there. And I'm on Instagram, not nearly enough, AC Writes.
And you've just done a whole tour, haven't you? Where did you tour?
Oh, where did I tour? It's been a crazy 2 weeks. I was here in London, of course. Bristol, Birmingham. Mm-hmm. Manchester, Dublin, and back here. That's it. Yeah.
This is your first time to the UK?
Yeah, it's my first time out of the States.
As a first time out the States? Mm-hmm. Wow, how did you find it? That's going to be interesting.
It was still a lot like home, but different. So it was easy to adjust. The whole driving on the wrong side of the road thing, though, gets me. But, but no, it was enough. Like, it's awesome. And it's great to see that there's more to the world than America. It gives me hope, because when you have a president like ours, it's nice to know there's somewhere else you can run to.
And if we had more time, we'd definitely touch on that one. But I'm going to leave that alone, because this is all about you. Yeah. It is not about him. It's all about you. But thank you so much, and I'm just looking forward to getting to grips on the book and excited about the movie. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Your hair is amazing. Can we just say that?
Oh, thank you.
That color is amazing.
It's hard work. The roots come through. I mean, this is fresh. It's been a week. The roots will come through within 2 weeks.
Wow.
Literally. But I don't colour it until at least 6 to 8 weeks.
Wow.
But it's grown. So for anyone who's trying to grow their hair, get to bleach. But no, it's high maintenance.
Oh.
But I like it though, because it stands out.
It does. That's very
It stands out. I'm going to let you guys go to lunch. Can I get my book signed?
Sure, of course you can.
Thank you. I just couldn't do that cue. I actually just couldn't. I was like, no,
it's okay.
Let me be patient and wait.
I understand. And
Mum, how excited are you about your daughter and all of this great stuff?
I'm excited for her, but at the same time, I'm not surprised.
Good. I like to hear that. That's fantastic.
Not the least bit
And that's
surprised.
Jenni?
Yes, please.
When you pray for something, and it's like you don't waste God's time praying for something if you're not going to believe it's going to happen.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
You don't waste His time or your own.
I like that.
So when you start praying and praying with believing, hey,
you gotta expect good things. Oh, that's so nice. It's so lovely to see you both on the trip together as well.
Oh,
Like that journey, because you guys are gonna have so much memories. Just the beginning of this, let alone the memories of everything else that's still to come.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just so excited. I'm like, I can't believe it, because I was thinking, how am I going to get this couple of minutes with you? With these couple hundred people. So I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful to these guys as well, because I was just like, how can we get this? Because as I said, a lot of young people will want to hear from you and see from you, and I think it's nice to kind of hear from someone from America for us, because we don't really have those type of conversations, and we don't see those type of interviews. It's all glitz and glam, and sometimes unfortunately we have to touch on community stuff.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys get to touch on it more.
Thank you. Well, now we will. We've just started.
Yay!
Can we get a picture, Courtney? I know. I'm going to go have a look now. I'm going to go.
Hope you enjoyed watching. Now remember, look out for the film. If you want to see anything else from me, drop me a line down below. Thank you for watching.